Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2021. It's going to be a good year this year. We've made up our mind, haven't we? Especially as opposed to 2020, which was quite disappointing to an awful lot of people. Just an understatement, that is. Welcome to the Blackpool Illuminations 2021. I didn't take this in 2021. I haven't got there yet. This is just sort of an idea of what it's probably going to look like as we go through the year. Just something to cheer us up a little bit. And I've put it as 2021. I've taken some of my old footage and put bits and pieces together and speculated just what it could look like this year. I've looked at other people's footage to see just how well they've done and how it looks. And it doesn't look too dissimilar to this, does it? Anybody that's been up there, does it look very much dissimilar to this? This is an interesting one. This is all done with lasers, this is. It's really beautiful, this. Absolutely wonderful. Even the buildings make a difference to the whole overall look of the illuminations itself. You've got the illuminations mixed with buildings with their own lighting and bits and pieces on, and it all makes such a difference, it really does. You've also got three piers there as well. You've got North, Central and South Pier. They make up a lot of the scenery as well, and the wheel that's on the Central Pier. Once you get Central Pier to North Pier, that is then known as the Golden Mile, when everything starts a little bit more like a Las Vegas. Well, little Las Vegas anyway, but the Las Vegas of the north of England. There's the Lindeen Hotel in its extreme blue colours, but it still looks good, and mixed in with all the illuminations and the gold colour lighting at its base, it looks really quite outstanding, doesn't it? About 5 to 7 miles of festoon lighting, all different themes run along this strip. So if you've never been here at all and you're not too far away, you know, come up. There's a lot happening up here. There's a gigantic amusement park. There's a whole tower complex to visit. There's 3 piers, there's shows, there's theatres, there's everything here. Moving further up, you can see the tower in the background there that's getting closer all the time. All the little hotels, there's lots of little hotels at this point. I think some of the bigger hotels come further along as you go up to the north side. In fact, yes they do, but there's lots of these tiny little guest house hotels along the front stretch there and along the side roads as well. And there's the Manchester there. That's one of the stops you find for the trams. Lots of little side roads. Look at those back roads around there. They're full of shops and gift shops, restaurants, cafeterias and things like that. And further we start going this direction now, we start coming into the Golden Mile, it becomes more and more colourful. There's one of the Cinderella coaches going by there. They used to have also the traditional horse carts carrying people, but I guess that probably when it's raining and everything, that's a much better idea. That's Central Pier there. So from Central Pier onwards up this way, you're now, I would say, officially coming into the Golden Mile. And this is the bit that looks more like Las Vegas than anything. I know people that have been to Las Vegas will say no, it's not Las Vegas because it's far, far bigger, and it certainly is. But this is Blackpool's little Las Vegas strip itself. But there is up to 7 miles of festoon lighting along here, so that's quite a lot. Quite a lot of electricity as well. And you can, at each end, you can actually pop in any coins you've got or any notes that you decide to. I guess now you could probably actually put a card on there as well and help pay towards them if you want to. They make a lot of their money through tourism though, so the people that, all these amusement arcades and places like that, they will pay money towards the Blackpool Illuminations, I believe, each year. I don't know if it comes out the people's taxes as well, or out there the council money, I don't know. I rather hope it doesn't, and that it is just simply made from tourism and from donations. I think it is. I will be corrected if I'm wrong. Look at this. There you go. Sea Life Centre. You've got a Madame Tussauds there. Star Trek exhibition. Can't be bad, can it? See what I mean? Like little Las Vegas, isn't it? Also known as the Northern Lights. So every year from is it the beginning of September, usually till the beginning of November, you have the lights. They decided to extend it last year. But doesn't that look wonderful? That's your Golden Mile amusements. They're quite large in size as well. They tend to have some sort of shops either on the perimeter or inside. They have restaurants. They all seem to have some sort of restaurants, cafeterias, fish and chips. You want fish and chips, you've got them everywhere here as well. There's quite a bit of competition, so they're all pretty much as good as the next person. They have to be. It's not just fish and chips, it's lots of fast foods. Right the way back down to the South Shore. So we have 3 piers there. We've got the South Pier, Central Pier, and we've got North Pier. All of them, all bar the South Pier, have theatres on them. The South Pier used to at one time, but I think it has more amusement rides and attractions there. They all have those anyway. The North Pier, I think, has a little miniature railway running along. So this is Coral Island, probably the biggest amusement arcade that's along the strip, and also on the outside they have another lot of shops and gift shops, but inside it's quite large. It's the largest I've seen in the UK, if I put it that way. So heading further up towards the tower there. Anybody remember just the, what I would call the white golden lights that used to go up and down the tower, which I really quite like. I do like how they've done it now, I really do. I know it's progress and it's the way it goes, but I did also enjoy those golden lights. 560 feet, I believe, is it 520 feet to the top of the flagpole? It was an idea that was brought in way back in the 1800s following the Paris exhibition with the Eiffel Tower. Somebody thought, well, now this is going to be a great idea to have something very similar to this in our hometown of Blackpool. But what we want to do is not just simply have a tower where it takes people up and down. We want a whole building at the base with several floors on it so that people can come in and visit a zoo, a circus, a ballroom, theatres, any other attractions that they would have had at that particular time. Things have changed as the years have gone on, but it still remains the same sort of idea. The idea is to come into the base of the building, have a full day of entertainment with inside, whether it's raining or not. It's a great time to go in when it's raining, but I can't actually say that the tower will be operational during that time. It may or may not be. When it's very windy weather, they will close the tower down because it just works on lifts. There are thousands and thousands more lights as we go past the north side of the tower. They seem to be theming these particular lights over several times, don't they? They've just more or less kept these ones up ahead here as sort of a bluey colour. Those there, whereas other ones have been changing multicolours down the line. That's quite a sight to look at, isn't it? The tower really does look something, both day and night as well. And it's well and truly past its centenary as well. You can see this for miles and miles away. I think also the people make it as well, definitely. You need the people, you need the lights, you need the sounds, you just need everything, and all the atmosphere just comes alive, doesn't it? It truly does. That's another look at this. Oh, that's the South Pier, there we go. South Pier, heading down towards the Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Even if the Blackpool Pleasure Beach is closed, they'll have anything that stands out there illuminated. And you can see in the background there the big one, roller coaster, 250 feet high. I think it used to be the biggest, the tallest in the UK. I don't know if it still is. There we go, that's all part of the big one. Used to be sponsored by Pepsi. I don't see Pepsi, the name Pepsi anymore, so I guess it's no longer sponsored by them. But that seems to use up the whole front end of the Pleasure Beach. The Pleasure Beach is a pretty large park. It's really based on a traditional, there we go, that's a balloon tram, that one is there. A balloon tram holds about 98 to 100 people in there. About 70, 80 years old. And they've recoloured it in the new colours to match the brand new trams that run along there. Ripley's Believe It or Not. How many of those have I been in? Been in quite a few of those. Similar, you go in one and you've been in all the others, but there are differences along the way. They're a fun thing. Auditorium, weird and wonderful things happening in there. This is the central section. Anybody remember the old space tower that used to be there in Space City? I quite liked it that way. I like the way it looks now, but I also like the way it was with the space tower when I first remember seeing it. And also they didn't have any of the shops that are out the front. And in some ways I like that because you could walk along there. There was a wall that separated you from the pleasure beach, but you could look in there. There was a log flume. There are other things to see as well. It was very well done actually, and that was another thing I think that was that started off way back in the 1800s and made its way into the modern day. Started off on the beach side and ended up over this particular side. It still looks good, but I did like the way it looked. So anybody remember the way it once looked when we could just actually look straight over into the pleasure beach and see what they wanted us to see? And it did look a lot larger then. Still like it. There's still a lot of things in that park that was there when I first came, and the structure of the place is still pretty similar. There's theming all the way along. It starts off right the way down at Squires Gate. That's where the trams terminate there as well. Goes all the way up to Bispham at the top end with all the giant tableaus, which is really nice. It's worth parking your car up there and having a wander along there if it isn't pouring down with rain or it's extremely windy, and you can get a lot of extreme heavy winds up here as well at times. But when it's not and when the temperatures are up, it's fantastic. I do like this. I love this. Look at the colours here, all the rainbow colours. Isn't that wonderful? I have no idea what it is. It's just some sort of patterning. We saw some earlier on which was just simply whitey bluey colours. This is really nice. I guess it all works to computer so that it keeps it all in sequence with each other. Also has a tram line that runs from Squires Gate, but not just simply up to Bispham or beyond, not even into Cleveland. It goes beyond that. It runs right up into Fleetwood. So if you're here for a week and you want to have a run up to Fleetwood and go up to the Fleetwood Market or the harbour that's up there, it'll take care of another day for you. This is all up the Golden Mile section. Just taking a wander in the pouring rain, as people do. They still come out no matter whether it's raining or shining or what.
If it's fish and chips you want, why not try our award-winning fish and chip shop? Using only sustainable fish and freshly peeled potatoes.
The illuminations do give another feel to everything, don't they, because of the reflection on the roads. So that's the Golden Mile Amusements. Inside there you'll find there'll be a cafe-style restaurant in there, somewhere you can eat, lots of little gift shops, lots of amusements to keep everybody happy, especially if it's raining outside. And some more of the Cinderella coaches and carts coming up here now, horse-drawn of course. Where else are you going to see something like this? All this light and colour that goes on till, I don't know, does it go on till 11 midnight sometimes? It depends what time of the year. Best time of year for Blackpool is during the half-term holidays in October. That's its height, real height of the season. But even the locals will tell you that once illumination season comes in from September onwards, it does bring on a completely different magical feel to the place. It's worth coming the rest of the year as well. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. This was Blackpool for 2021. Just something for us to look forward to. Anyway, everybody take care. Do subscribe to my channel. See you all very soon on YouTube. Cheers. Bye.